Hey there, friends and foes. This is Johnny with Back of the Cereal Box, a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturday experience of our youth. But we can't think of a better way to start your week than checking out Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. It is the best way to start your week. We absolutely love it and never miss it. Thanks, Chris and Amanda, for all you do. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the Back of the Cereal Box. I'm Johnny. I'm done. Ta-da!
Chris and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's the love and niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Stealing it on the socials neat. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Song Swap Showdown. We are so happy that you could be joining us today, wherever you're watching or listening to us, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or listening to us over on Radio Garden State. We're so happy that you could be here with us. And if you're listening in the future, maybe you're listening anywhere you get podcasts, because we are everywhere you can get podcasts. So if you missed a live show, which, you know, we get, sometimes you missed a live show. We're Mondays, 8 a.m., but that's why we're everywhere you get podcasts. So you can
That's right.
check out the
You
show.
know what? Listen, there's some Mondays we almost missed it.
Yeah. Like you almost missed today's show.
I did. My computer was computering. And so if you can't tune in live every Monday morning, that's okay. Just catch us on the replays.
That's right. That's right. Of course, we'd love for you to join us live, because
Yeah.
the show is more fun when we have a live,
Absolutely.
when we have a live audience.
Yeah, that interaction is amazing.
It is. It's the main part of the show. It's the main driver of the show, which we love. So, of course, as we go along here today, feel free to make comments, leave comments, razz us, make fun of us, disagree, agree, whatever, as we go along. And, of course, even afterwards, you could do the same thing, too, because plenty of people on YouTube love leaving us comments on everything we do.
And I'll just take us back a week.
Take us back a week.
Prior to this episode, we did Super Bowl songs, like football songs, Super Bowl playlist. It was great. Chris said some controversial things that I just was thrilled about.
Yes.
Because I knew in my heart of hearts that meant the internet would go wild. And they did. So Chris, welcome to the Amanda side of comments where people are just not so friendly.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're probably going to keep going and probably get worse today, which I'm fine. You know what? I don't care. Because you're only helping us by doing that. So whatever comments you leave, it just helps us grow our account. So over on TikTok or YouTube or wherever, or Instagram, comment away, because it just helps, good or bad. We get the benefit of the algorithm.
So how are you feeling with the outcome of the Super Bowl there?
Super
Chris
Bowl. I don't
Baglio?
really want to talk about it.
I
It's
understand.
probably the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. So it's for anybody NFC East who's not a Philadelphia Eagles fan, it's a nightmare scenario. So that's all I'm gonna say. I know Mark Ronick, who usually checks in, is a big Washington Commanders fan. He is probably feeling the same way I am. Of course, a New York Giants fan, and I've got the double whammy of it being like not only an Eagles win, but then also having to watch Saquon, not on our team. I'm good for him. Glad he got his ring and all that, but it's not with the Giants, so it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet, but
Understood.
Hey, yeah. But listen, People didn't tune in to hear us talk about football, or did they? I don't know. Maybe
don't
you guys
know.
did. Maybe you did.
We might have
because
found some new listeners from last week's episode.
We might have. We might have
Mhm.
found some new listeners from last week's episode. But I did want to just say that if this is your first time checking out Song Swap Showdown, well, how our little show typically works is that Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we may or may not have heard before. And then we rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a skip of a song,
Ooh.
all the way up to 5 records, which is heavenly music to our ears. That's right. Going on our eternity playlist.
Yeah, it is.
These ratings are based on our opinions and our opinions only, which many people seem to agree or disagree with, mostly disagree with, which is fine. This is what happens in music.
Yeah.
And I will preface, because I feel like I got to now start saying this, because after 5 years of doing the show, people still haven't figured out. I guess at least some of the newer ones don't know that we do listen to the songs in their entirety before we get on the air here. We try to keep the show now to 60 minutes. And in order to do that, and also not get blocked, not get taken down, which last week's episode did get taken down by YouTube, and it took me a week to get it back up.
Every week.
When we play the songs, even we try to keep it to 60 seconds, the show gets blocked, guys. Now, here on Radio Garden State, that doesn't happen, because we're on the air. Mike pays for music licensing. We can keep the show going. But on other places, YouTube, Facebook, they take the show down. They interrupt the stream. And so this is why we do not play the entire song. And I know some people on YouTube don't care about those kinds of things. They just want to hear the whole song. But I'm just saying, guys, that's why we do it. So 5 years of doing this is we play a quick clip, try to bring it to 60 seconds. Song still gets blocked. Episodes get taken down all the time. So we do listen to the songs in their entirety multiple times. That's how we form our opinion. And then we come on here and we play you a snippet just so you have context about the song that we're talking about. I feel like I don't need to explain it, but I guess I do, because every week I get the same comments on our YouTube videos constantly.
Well, and with that being said, we make it easy for you to listen to our entire playlist. We have a Song Swap Showdown 2025. Every season has one.
Yep.
Over on Spotify, you can listen to all the songs we're going to talk about today in full over there. We get no money from it. It's just easily placed for all of our listeners to digest and enjoy. And I think what a list we have today. We
have a great list.
It is gorgeous. And if you're here for controversy today, I don't think you're going to get it. I really don't. I think Chris and I's scores are going to be pretty remarkable if I take into our stack records and our previous Motown episodes. We love this type of music, so it should not be a shocker if the scores today are high.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they will probably be pretty high for a lot of these songs. I mean, these songs are pretty classic.
Yeah.
Today's theme, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, today we're featuring soul music. And so Amanda and I have probably done this at least once or a couple times a season where we dive in and we feature some soul music, talk about something a little bit different. But for us, I mean, we are both fans of soul music, R&B, all, and it's great. Last year we had Dominic Lawson on, and that was a wonderful show where we talked about Stax Records and Swap Stack Records song. It was a great episode, so go back and listen to us. Our number one episode happens to be right now our most downloaded episode in our catalog over on our audio stream is our Motown episode that we did back in like season 1 or 2.
Yeah.
With something like over like 11 or 12,000 downloads. So I don't know if people like it or they just think it's Motown music or whatnot, but hey, people are listening to it and we appreciate. So that lets us know that most people like us when we talk about the soul music stuff. So we are going to do that today. And I think we put together, like you said, a really nice list of tunes here. Now there is a song on your playlist though, which could be controversial, and I would love to see what our audience thinks about it. I have thoughts, and it's not that it's a bad song, but my question is, does it belong on the list? And that's going to be the question for the Peanut Gallery here. I'd like to see what they think about it.
Which number song?
Your second song to me.
Oh, really? See, interesting.
And I don't want to start stuff, but all right, so let's get into it. Let's get into the show. Let's talk about music. Who's going first this week? Me or you?
Well, you know what? I really like your list.
Okay.
So let's start with yours.
Yeah, and I think we did a good job with like some like mixing like old and new. Like mine was specifically like old, and then I ended with something newer.
Which I had no idea about your last song, and I'm so excited when we get to that point because wowzer. But let's start with your first song to me. What You See is What You Get
Yes.
by The Dramatics.
Yes.
I mean, classic.
Classic.
It's so good.
It is great. It's Stax Records went written right for the Stax Records because nothing against Motown stuff, man. But I've been on a Stax Records kick. I really almost ever since we did that episode with Dominic, and I really dove deeper into the catalog. I watched the documentary again. Actually, I watched the documentary a couple times. It's
same.
So good.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm starting off my list with something from Stax Records. I'm going in.
Yeah. And you know what? A side note about taking us back to our Stack Records episode, Dominic, who has the podcast Black is America, is coming out. And forgive me, Dominic, if I get this a little wrong, but I do believe like a special edition of Black is America to talk about music.
Ooh. I didn't know that, actually.
Incidentally, I do believe it's regarding one of our most controversial things that we've ever talked about on the show is Beyonce's country.
Oh, we can't talk. We're not allowed to talk about Beyonce in this
show. No, we're
been
not.
Told by
everyone
in the world, we're not allowed to talk about Beyonce.
But Dominic is allowed, and he is going to.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to digest that a little bit because it is a controversial thing. So I'm really excited. A little plug for what he's got going on over there.
Great. I actually didn't know that. So that's really cool. I can't wait to check that out.
And I might have some of the pieces incorrect, but I apologize if I do. But there is something up his sleeve with that. And I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. So, but back to your song. We got What You See is What You Get. And I love that the Stack Records episode really kind of helped you deep dive and have the desire to deep dive into that catalog because it's endless.
It's endless. It's endless greatness. Like you're just
really
literally like
is.
every song is a banger.
And I'll be honest, like I want to ask our audience their honest opinion. We won't be upset one way or the other because I just think it's really heavy-handed one way or the other. Chris and I love this type of music, and I personally have never met somebody who also doesn't really like it. They might not love it, but they like it.
Yeah, I've never met really anybody that doesn't like soul, funk, R&B. I mean,
yeah. So if you don't, are there people? I guess my question is that don't.
I'm sure there are.
That would blow my mind. But
I'm sure there are, but I don't know why you wouldn't because the music's great. It's
yeah,
absolutely great.
You feel it.
Yeah.
You feel it. But so What You See is What You Get is off the album What You See is What You Get.
Mm-hmm.
And the album came out in 1972. And this single was released July of 1971. And I just think what a time to be alive when this stuff was getting released in real time. Don't you think that just would have been so much fun?
I do. I mean, I mean, a lot of the stuff was released before I was born.
Same, yeah.
But yeah, and it was obviously all came out of everything that was going on at the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I mean, it's just fantastic music. And it's just like, especially when you watch that Stax Records documentary and you hear about the stories and just getting together and making music and letting things fly and flow. And it's really cool. And I feel like you hear so much of that in the music, you know, that because it all just comes through. Like people love making the music that they're making. And I think it's just wild. It's great. You know, and these guys also from your neck of the woods, Detroit, another Detroit based band.
So many, yes, amazing sounds came out of Detroit in this era.
Isn't that amazing? You know, like you had Stax down in Memphis and then you had Detroit, and it was like that connection between Detroit and Memphis, like just wild with like the amount of, and then then you got the coasts and all that, and it's like it's just amazing how certain areas of the country just develop amazing talent.
Yeah, and they were the destination. If this was your sound, that was your Nashville, your Hollywood per se, based on what you were trying to achieve. Just so interesting.
Yeah, and just the for the historians out there.
Ooh.
So while this was on Stax Records, this was actually in the Stax Records imprint at the time, which was called Volt Records. So
Okay.
they were actually previously signed to Wingate division of Detroit's Golden World Records until Motown decided to buy out the rival company. So they had the chance to become Motown artists, but declined due to the amount of acts on the roster. They had 70 artists already signed to Motown. He told NPR, that was Banks, and he said, what we did, what did we want to become, 71? So they decided not to do that. And also Hall & Oates, we always talk about Hall & Oates on the show. They actually did a great cover of this song. Back in 2004 on their Our Kind of Soul record. They covered this song.
They're amazing.
It's a great tune, man. It's a great tune. Yeah.
It's very catchy, very
catchy.
groovy, and it was their first big hit.
Yeah, it was. It was reached. Let's see. It debuted. Here it is. It was number 3 on the R&B chart and number 9 on the entire U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Hot 100. So it had some mainstream success as well, not just regulated to the R&B charts.
Yeah. And you know what I like is the message of the song is just very honest. Hey, listen, what you see is what you get. You either like it or you don't.
Basically, yeah. Which that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get, guys.
What you see is what you get.
That's
I can't help it.
I can't help it. I can't help it. It's just me.
I can't help it. It's just me. It's just us.
So, all right. Let's play a little bit. And no, this isn't the first time we're all hearing this song.
Yeah.
It might be the first time you're hearing this song.
For sure. That part. You know.
Some people have hearts of stone. Something so hard to no good. But baby, I'm for real. I'm as real as a real can get. If what you're looking for is real loving, then what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get.
Just the
Yeah.
What you see
all the
is
layers.
what you get. I said what you see.
So good. I just want to keep it going, man. I get sucked into these songs when we listen to them here. So it's such a good one, man. Yeah, all the layers. You're right. Like the production, everything sounds warm, and you literally sound like you're in a room next door. Like they're right there playing. You know?
Yeah, it sucks you in a tunnel.
Yeah.
And as you advance, all of these things are coming at you is all I can see in my brain.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with this kind of music is I just want to close my eyes and feel it. And I'm like, you're driving, Amanda. You're driving.
Yeah,
eyes open.
I put on playlists all, and in fact, Stax Records has got so many great playlists, and I just flip it on and go, and it just goes, and it's fantastic, and you just hear so many great songs one after the other. Oh, it's awesome. I love it.
It's great. It's great. So I love this episode again. Where am I putting this one? Is this my most favorite soul song? Maybe not. Could I listen to this forever?
Right.
I feel like I probably could.
Ooh, you feel like you could listen to this forever.
I really could. It's just, if I was on a desert island alone and I just had this song to depend on, I feel like it would get me through some really bad days. And I think it's no secret that I'm going to have some great scores. But honestly, I think I'm going to give this a 5. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
The Dramatics getting 5 records from Amanda Sharp. Look at that.
The Dramatics being dramatic, coming in with 5 records. So well done, Chris Baglio.
Wow, look at that. 5 records. That is a perfect score. That definitely means Amanda could listen to the song forever. It has made her heavenly music. It is heavenly music to her ears that has made her playlist. What do you guys think of this song on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Let us know if you're playing the game of Song Swap Showdown home. because that's what everybody does. Everybody huddles around and plays a song of Song Swap Showdown.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Let me know. And once again, the tune is The Dramatics. What you see is what you get. And I did boost my mic a little bit here because Dave's coming and saying that Amanda's a lot louder. So I don't know. When I listen on my headphones, everything sounds even. So thanks, Dave, for the little heads up there.
Maybe I'm just talking louder because I'm more excited.
Well, you're very excited.
I just love this episode.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're going to keep the show going. I do want to check in really quick with some friends of ours. Of course, Mr. Dave Mattingly, the VP of the VIPs, is on with Good Morning Soul Swappers. Our buddy Ian from Australia, who was on, he had to go to bed because it is very late there for him. He says, sorry about the Super Bowl, Chris, but on the bright side, the best football code in the world will be starting soon. So referring, of course, to the world's version of football, the actual game where you play with your feet, as opposed to football where you just kick it a couple times.
Okay, I'm this old before I realized that.
Are you really? Seriously? You just realized it?
Like why football would be called football, and to your point of why it really should be soccer.
Yeah, I mean, well, Americans call it soccer, but like the rest of the world is football
because
it's played with your feet
with a ball. Oh my gosh,
and
that's embarrassing.
American football, they really just use it to kick field goals and kickoffs.
Yes,
that's it. Everything else is passing and running.
Yeah, once it comes out of your hands, so it should be handball.
Yeah. And then of course Dave and Ian have put some picks in for us. We'll get to those a little bit later as well. He's also saying, because we're about to go into your first song. So Dave is saying, Tears of a Clown is my favorite Smokey Robinson song. So we're going into Smokey Robinson territory right now with the Miracles. Dave also saying Soul's isn't the near top of my list. So when we were talking before about who doesn't like Soul, who can't get into it, it doesn't sound like Dave can't not get into it. It's just not the top. It's not his go-to genre, right?
Which, if you are a longtime listener of this show, you would understand why. Because Dave's playlist is very eclectic and very cool.
Cool. Yes, it is very cool. It is absolutely very cool. So, all right. So your first song to me is Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, You Really Got a Hold on Me. Yes. And I mean, I don't know really anybody in the world who doesn't know this song because it's one of these classic songs that just everybody knows, man. Everybody seems to know this song. Like, I just don't know people who don't. It just has seemed to, like, I don't know, seems to have really aged well through the years. And, you know, I think it also helped that, you know, the Beatles did a cover of the song too. You know, and this song was it was written by Smokey Robinson, released in 1962. It was a top 10 hit for the Miracles and was actually one of their most covered songs of all time. Sold 1 million plus songs, and in 1998 received the Grammy Hall of Fame award. It was also selected to be one of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's top 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. Of course, as I said, it was recorded by the Beatles for their second album with the Beatles in 1963. And they are not the only one that did versions of the song. Funny thing is that reading through this is Smokey Robinson was actually inspired by this song.
Yes.
Yep. While in New York in 1962 on Business for Motown, he heard Sam Cooke's Bring It On Home.
Which I love.
Yes.
Love that song.
Which was in the charts at the time, and it influenced him and wrote the song in his hotel room. It was recorded in Motown Studio A, October 16th, 1962, with Smokey Robinson on lead vocals and Miracle's second tenor, Bobby Rogers, on harmony co-lead. Robinson was a producer, and he had Eddie Willis and Miracle Marv Tarplin share the guitar parts. And this was originally going to be a B-side song to Happy Landing. And Happy Landing was the single, and that was the A-side, and that was released November 9th, 1962. And You Really Got a Hold on Me was the B-side. But then the song, the B-side, became more popular than the A-side. And so they re-released it. Isn't that crazy? Like, yeah.
The science behind music and what people are going to love, it's so fascinating to me.
Yeah. It is. It's great. I mean, it's just nuts, right? You just think like, oh, this song's going to be the hit. And it's like, no, this song is actually the hit. This song's going to be the hit. So it's great. I mean, this is such a great song. It's such a great song. Dave coming into, listen, real quick. I do want to say good morning to John Pica. Johnny, we hope you're feeling good, buddy. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you guys go over, check out Back of the Cereal Box, John Pica. I love seeing him here. Thank you, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. We love you. Dave Manley, once again, was coming in. He's ratings, so he's a little bit behind, but he was saying 2.8 for the dramatics, a decent song, but not my bag. Saying Amanda is full of soul today. And American football sometimes jokingly called hand egg.
Hand egg.
Hand egg. Okay.
Very accurate.
Yes, very, very accurate. All right, so let's listen to a little bit of the song, because I feel like everybody in the world knows this song.
And before you press the play button, I want just to pull everyone's attention to think of this think of the song through Marcus's eyes. Like, you know how I often say he hates that he loves me. If there's not a song that explains that, it's this. It'll all make sense.
I like that setup.
Poor Marcus.
Poor Marcus.
I don't like you, but I love you. Seems that I'm always thinking of you, though you treat me badly. I love you madly. You really got a hold on me.
Yeah, I love the drums in this recording too, because they just sound so cool and they're so chill and laid back. I love it. It's again, it sounds like it was recorded in a room next door.
Yeah.
And I see when you listen to this stuff with headphones on, it just, you hear so many other things. So I always recommend, guys, if you can. I mean, I know a lot of people listen to stuff with headphones, but like, especially soul music, man, you listen to headphones. I listen to a lot of that because it's just, you hear things you don't normally hear if you're just blasting it out of speakers. But we were talking too about some other bands and other artists that recorded. So Eddie Money actually did a version of this song in 1978, and then I haven't heard this version, but the 1984 version by American country music singer Mickey Gilley. Do you know that version?
I do not.
It reached number 2 in the U.S. Hot Country Songs in 1984. I don't know that
Interesting.
version.
And I know a lot of 80s and 90s country. I'm shocked.
Yeah, that is something that happened. Mickey Gilley. Gilley.
Gilley. What a name.
2. What a name. So, I mean, listen, this song is fantastic. There's zero, to me, it's like you just either like it or you don't. I mean, I don't really, there's no real criticism of this song at all. There's nothing to critique. I don't even know what you would critique. I mean, I'll tell you this, the song was so good that the Beatles did it. So, I mean,
right.
I mean, there you go.
Enough said.
You know, and I do like the Beatles version a lot. I mean, I love the Smokey Robinson version. I mean, but it's just great when you hear that original version and then you hear how like John and Paul and all of them tried to like do it in their own, you know, like the Beatles way, but also still keep it like very the spirit of that song. You know, they tried to do the harmonies and all that. So if I'm going to say which version do I prefer, I mean, of course I love the Beatles version, but I mean, I got to go with the OG version of it.
Oh,
so,
good. Well,
you have to. I mean, it's so great. And Smokey Robinson's got such a great voice. He's such a great songwriter and producer and all that. So
absolutely.
It's a great song. It is a great song. Now, could I listen to it forever and ever and ever? Maybe not, but it's still very high up on my list of great songs, very awesome songs that should be on everybody's jukebox. You know, this is definitely a jukebox song too. I feel like this is one that like you play in a bar or like even when you're at the diner late at night and they used to have the little, you know, the little jukeboxes, you put it on and it's like
a relax.
2 a.m. and you're like, I'm going to have my disco fries now with my cup of coffee or my disco fries, coffee and my
what are disco fries? Tell me more.
So
Tell me more.
Disco fries are a New Jersey staple, by the way.
Oh.
So they are basically fries with now you can get them with cheese or without cheese. Okay. I personally prefer them with the cheese. So it's basically like fries with melted mozzarella, and
Okay.
brown gravy.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Let me
okay.
see if I can pull up a picture of disco fries while I'm trying to give my rating here.
So
So let me give my rating while I pull up disco fries. So my rating of this song is a 4.7.
Okay, I like that. Awesome score. That's a phenomenal score.
I know you're stuck on disco fries right now, so
I am, but I'm very pleased with that. You know what that makes me think of? It's like the like appetizer version of mashed potatoes and gravy.
more than likely, yeah. I mean, it's one of these. Oh yeah, here's
like
some pictures. Here's some pictures of.
Let's see these disco fries.
Let's see these disco fries that you talk about here, Chris.
Let's
being
also,
on Radio Garden State too. I mean, everybody from New Jersey knows exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, see New Jersey diner disco fries. So can you see these?
I can. Okay.
Right. So these are this is like obviously a compilation of disco fries. See, this is like sort of like this one where it says New Jersey diner. This is close to like what I'm used to getting.
Okay.
This kind of style. That's definitely disco fries. Really, you don't see a lot of the crinkle cut. So it's more the straight, like, they're not
potato
crinkle
type of thing. Okay.
Right. They're like this, it depends on the diner you go to. Every diner has their own version of the disco fry that like they do really well. Like here, this is something that looking like that's akin to like what your disco fry should look like.
So I'm going to say something that's probably very controversial.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I know, but I'm sorry. While this looks delicious and I would eat it up, and it's probably great to have something starchy to start absorbing the liquid.
You have to. This is a late night diner staple. I
understand the science behind this, and I would eat it up. But there doesn't seem anything to me that calls why it's called disco fries. It seems very flat to be so cool named. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
disco fries, I thought there was going to be like lots of like funness on it, but it's basically
it's cheese and gravy.
Yeah, like that's not disco-y. That's so funny that it was called disco. But you know what? You know who probably named it was a bunch of people who just came out of a bar, a little intoxicated, and they're like, disco fries.
That's exactly what it is. So named after the club scene where they were popular in the 70s. So imagine So I know you don't know New Jersey very well, Amanda.
No, or I'm not cool.
So when here it goes. My father checking in disco fries and rippers. Exactly. So quick history lesson. So obviously, Manhattan is right by New Jersey, right? So Manhattan in the 70s, everybody's going in, dancing at the clubs, disco and all that. And so there's several ways to get into Manhattan, but one of the main ways is to take Route 3 to the Lincoln Tunnel.
Okay.
Right. And that puts you in Midtown Manhattan.
Okay.
Obviously, there's trains and all that too. But if you're driving a car, more than likely, you're taking Route 3 if you're coming from North Jersey, and you're taking Route 3 East all the way into the Lincoln Tunnel and then doing your thing. Coming back after a late night, there's diners. One of the most popular diners, which is still there, is the TikTok Diner. And that is the place to stop at. Like you're
TikTok
coming home.
Diner?
Yeah, the TikTok Diner. You stop at the TikTok Diner and you get disco fries. And so that was sort of, I don't know if they were the ones that started calling it disco fries, but, fun. But I mean, it would make sense because, they were that, and the diner is still there. It's in Clifton and all that, and it's legendary. But yeah, disco fries. And Rippers, as my father's discussing, was on the other side. That's Rutt's Hut, and they make the deep fried hot dogs, which are called Rippers.
Oh my goodness. This all sounds amazing.
Yeah. See, this is why New Jersey's the diner capital of the world, because we have got the best food. My aunt's giving Smokey Robinson 4.5. Dave Mattingly coming in with 3.8. No bad Smokey Robinson songs. And my aunt also coming in with disco fries are the best. Yes.
Love it.
Yes. Everybody who's down south, all my relatives from down south, ultimately one of the first things they always do when they come up here, diner. Hit the diner. Get the diner.
That's so
diner
great.
food.
Like we have diner food, but it's very traditional diner food. Is so I thought, American breakfast, American hamburger. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like that on our menu.
There's stuff like that here. We got the burgers and the egg and cheeses and all that, but like we've got the things with you got to come to New Jersey.
I'm just gonna have to.
I will show you a good time.
Fries with brown gravy is a wonderful mix, according to Dave Manley.
Yep.
And like, listen, I'm agreeing with this. I'm really fascinated, and I might actually Pinterest a recipe and try and duplicate such a delicacy of the East Coast.
You could try. You can try. You could certainly try. Others have. I mean, it's. But you know what? You gotta put the Jersey style, the Jersey flair into it.
I want to ask a very.
You may not have that.
I don't want to hurt any feelings, but I want to ask a very serious question. Are those fries, are disco fries consumed not intoxicated?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're just as good.
Yes.
Non-intoxicated as intoxicated.
Yes. And specifically, I like my disco fries like this. I like them extra crispy, then with the cheese,
so
and then the gravy. Yeah. Because, I mean, they're going to get soggy anyway.
Yeah, but it gives you a little bit more line of defense.
But I like the little, like the crunch, diners that do it well, they know what they're doing. They get it. They do it really well. So yeah, no, you do not have to be intoxicated, but it is a great late night, meal. I mean,
yum.
You don't typically get like the disco fries in the middle of the day. It's usually much more of a nighttime.
It's a feeling,
right? I mean, you can. There's nothing against it, but it's more of a. It's like a good Saturday night.
It's not like they take it off the menu after like.
Oh no, it's on. No, yeah, you can get the stuff 24/7, and yeah.
This is great. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for humoring me with the disco fry talk. I feel like it's something I want to try.
Yes, I will send you plenty of disco. Just look up disco fries on Google and you'll see all the pictures. And there is, yes, I'm looking at it right now. There is a Pinterest recipe for Chowhound has their disco fries. Every one of these has their version of disco fries. I'm
going to give it my best. So what does it get paired with if I was going to put it with a meal? Like a burger, or is it something else? Like
burger, egg and cheese on a roll.
Okay.
That's kind of, burger, egg and cheese on a roll. Those are sort of like my typical, like, I'll pair it with
combos.
That. Okay. Yeah, because I'll get the deluxe cheeseburger with the side of disco fries, or a Taylor ham, egg and cheese on a hard roll with disco fries.
Okay, I'm sold.
Taylor ham, not pork roll.
Agreed.
I'm gonna start this debate.
And I say agreed because I don't know what I really should vote, but I'm gonna obviously vote with Chris.
Yes, you should. Here on Radio Garden State.
Yes, I really don't want any bad comments this week. All right. Let's move on to your second song.
That was a very long, winded diversion, but we're back on track.
That's right. I think people like the little diversion sometimes. We're silly. Okay.
Yeah, and Dave. Yes, you would be correct. Disco fries would go good with a meatloaf sandwich. That's actually very accurate. It's very astute of you, Dave.
That's it. That's the meal, Dave. Fabulous. And I love me a meatball sandwich with my homemade bread. Yum.
Oh, yeah. Meatball sando.
I mean, not meatball. Meatloaf. Sorry.
Oh, meatloaf. Well, meatball sando and meatloaf are good, too.
Both would be great.
Leftover meatloaf sandwich.
All right. Your second song to me, Chris Baglio, was Think by Blues Brothers and Aretha Franklin. Like, I mean, what?
I mean, I just, you know what? I recently, I grew up watching the Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers is one of the greatest movies of all time. And I was thinking about, well, what would be really good for this soul episode? And nothing beats Aretha. That whole scene with Aretha Franklin and the Blues Brothers in the diner is outstanding. I love it. She's great. And this song, Aretha Franklin song, is fantastic. So it's perfect. Really perfect song to put into the Blues Brothers for that particular scene. And what was really cool was that this sort of like revived Aretha Franklin's career a bit.
And like I feel like it tapped into a new generation of listeners to soul music. You know, that I think it was such a timely thing. And your last song might be putting a dent in that too, I feel like.
Maybe.
But yeah, this is Aretha wrote this with her then husband. Ted White, which you see, I love that so many of these musicians help write their own music. Like, I just think that's so special, in the midst of that civil rights movement and women's liberation. And I just think this is such a powerful song, not just musically, but the thought behind it, the need for it. I just think, wow, like what a powerhouse because of so many reasons.
Yeah. Whoops, there we go. My buttons are cutting out. No, it is a legendary song. I mean, and it's got such great history behind it. I mean, the song was released May 2nd, 1968, less than a month after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And on April 4th, Franklin's family, who was very close to King, and Aretha attended his funeral. The song's insistent refrain of freedom evoked one of King's famous quotes, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. She performed this movie, of course, in the Blues Brothers with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, and at that time, her career was experiencing a lull at that point, and she was very happy to get back in the public eye with that film. A few years later, she was back on top of the hits with Who's Zoomin' Who and Freeway of Love. Man, Freeway of Love. I forgot about that song, actually. The Blues Brothers did do a version of their own of this song, and it is one of Franklin's most enduring songs, one that she's also performed live. It was her 6th of 20 number one singles on the R&B chart.
Just like digest that for a moment. What an amazing legacy.
Unbelievable.
And you know who really makes me, she's more of a modern day, I don't want to say like, she's not in the public eye as much anymore, but Jennifer Hudson. I feel like her tone of her voice, you know, American Idol.
American Idol. Jennifer Hudson.
Man, her vocals are so similar to, I feel, that of Aretha, that it's so fun when I remember hearing her for the first time and just that soul her voice carried. It was so fun to hear that, but in a, new century.
In a new century. Now, I want to show the clip, but I don't think we have enough time, so I'm just going to play the song. Because otherwise, we're going to get sucked into it, and we're going to watch the whole clip.
I know.
Listen, guys, if you haven't watched the Blues Brothers in a while, just go on YouTube today, do yourself a favor, and watch the Blues Brothers clip where
Treat
they do things. It is just awesome. Even the whole thing where they go in and they order, it's like 2 whole fried chickens and a soda. two whole chickens and a Coke and I think a wheat toast on like dry, like it's something like that. I forgot the whole, but it's
he did
amazing.
something to absorb the grease.
It's so fantastic. Blues Brothers is such a genius movie. So all right, anyway, here is some Think with Blues Brothers and Aretha Franklin. So check this out, guys.
Let's do it.
If you don't know the tune,
Ooh.
I mean, come on. I mean, right away,
right out of the gate, boom. I mean, are we in church? Or are we going to get
so good
spoken to? Yeah.
Think about it. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way on the back way. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with degrees. It don't take too much IQ to see what you're doing to me. You better think.
I love the piano in this song.
Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Oh, freedom, freedom.
It's so big sounding. It's fantastic.
This part, I just love.
It's so good, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, just do yourself a favor today. If you're having a case of the Mondays and you're depressed after that horrible Super Bowl, then watch this scene from the Blues Brothers and your day will be so much better. I guarantee your day will be better. Yeah. Dave, thank you. I'll have 4 fried chickens and a Coke and white bread toasted. And yeah, they walk in and do the orders. So good. So great. I love that movie. It is a perfect movie, and I love this scene. It's just so iconic. It's so great, and I love this song. It's just everything about it's awesome. So that's why it's on my list for you today, and hopefully I can see you're smiling. So I know
it's so good. I mean, for me, this is another 5 record because, again, to your point, you just said if you're having a Monday of Mondays, put this on. Right. So if I'm lost on a desert island and I need that heavenly music to get me through those days, Aretha's doing it for me.
Aretha's got you.
She's showing up for Amanda Sharp. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yep. 5 records all day long.
5
Bravo.
records all day long. Thank you. Thank you.
Franklin.
So Dave's saying another great Aretha song is "Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves."
Her
So
catalog. Mwah.
massive, massive. So real quick, with Dave chiming in, let's do this real quick before we move on, because I do want to make sure we share their songs, because Dave always puts together a great
Yes.
list. So Dave's songs for me this week, his picks were Laura Love with the song Mabute, Roy Head, Treat Her Like a Lady, and Solomon Burke, None of Us Are Free. For Amanda, he has chosen Liz Wright's My Heart, Prince, Take Me With You. What an awesome song. And Tanea Sanders at Charcoal. And then look at he did some picks for Ian as well. Ian, Alea, forgot it. Awesome. Try Again, Carolina Chocolate Drops, Cornbread and Butter Beans, and the Jimmy Castor Bunch, Bertha Butt Boogie. Love it.
Love it.
And Ian coming in with his own suggestions, classics, Renee Geyer, Love Don't Live Here Anymore, Rising Star, Carice Eden, It's a Mania World.
It's a man's world.
Man's world. Sorry, yeah, I just saw. Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Yep, I just saw it.
Man,
It's a man's
what
world.
a powerful ballad that one is. Woo!
Yeah, man, look at that pick. The picks are coming in. So, guys, hey, let us know too. What would have made your list this week? Would love to hear from you. I know my dad put in on Facebook. He said James Brown were some of his picks.
Yeah,
I know there was a few other people I left on Facebook. So yeah, keep them going. Keep their recommendations coming. And how would you have rated that song "Think" by Aretha Franklin on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Let us know in the comments. All right, Amanda, your second song to me.
I'm ready for you on this.
I feel it's a little controversial for the list.
Well,
not that the song itself is controversial, but I feel like the pick for your list is a little controversial.
Well, I mean, I did do some Googling.
Okay. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I think for my personal, I would not have put this on my list.
And why is that?
Because I just don't feel like it's a soul song. I feel like it's a great love song. It's a great ballad. I see this is, and I could be way wrong on this. So, but real quick, the song we're talking about, guys, Amanda's second song is What the World Needs Now Is Love.
Sweet
Of course.
love.
That's right. Of course, written by Hal David and composed by Burt Bacharach and made popular by Jackie DeShannon and is released April 15th, 1965. Now, it is a great song. It's an excellent song. Excellent song. But does it belong on a soul music playlist? That is my question. And that's my question for the audience too.
Did you ask the good old ChatGPT?
I did not. Would you like me to ask it?
I feel like we need to pull in the expert here. I definitely
Let's see.
feel as though it is. And did you, I mean, for those while you're
going to ask it.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to talk, ask it. Okay.
I'm going to ask it. Okay.
Be quiet.
All right, here we
It's
go.
hard.
Is What the World Needs Now Is Love considered a soul song?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Needs Now Is Love is a song written by Hal David and Burt Bacharach. While it's often associated with genres like pop and easy listening, it does carry elements of soul through its heartfelt lyrics and emotional delivery. Soul music is often about conveying deep feelings, and this song definitely does that. It's been covered by soul artists, which also adds to its soulful feel. Would you like to dive deeper into how genres can overlap like this?
No. All right. So ChatGPT has said it's got soul elements. So I can agree with that. I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting it to show up on your soul playlist. That's all.
Well,
But I don't have anything against the song. I actually like the song.
And to Dave Manley's point, that kind of backs up yours. Genres are funny, like in fuzzy, right?
They are all the time.
Included some songs that were definitely closer to blues, and I think there is some significant overlapping when you do the blues and the Motown, the soul, all the. I mean, there's so many layers of it. But ChatGPT does indicate that I wasn't 100% wrong by including this fabulous song.
Yes, ChatGPT agreed with you. So it is a great song, and I have nothing against the song. What I would love to hear from the audience, let us know, is What the World Needs Now Is Love. Do you consider that an R&B? Well, I shouldn't say R&B, soul song. Soul. I agree with what ChatGPT is saying, so I'm going to back off. This is your list. And it is what it is, and I will respect the list.
And you know what? What a powerful statement. And I think we could really think of how relevant this song is in 2025 as it was when it was originally written. I just
absolutely.
Think,
I mean,
does it stand up? Yep.
Yep, I agree. So let's listen to a little bit of this.
Just in case no one's heard it before.
Just in case no one's ever heard this. In case you never watched Austin Powers.
It's now, is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need.
I love that transition. So good.
There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little.
Good one. So I don't dislike this song at all. I mean, it's a great song. So I have no problem with the song. My only controversy was, does it belong on today's playlist? Apparently ChatGPT says yes, it does. So here it is. And plus it's your song. So it's
Can I tell you a little?
I respect the playlist.
I know we're limited on time, but I'm going to tell you a little story. And I got to whisper it because Owen's not allowed to know. Neither is Marcus. But he doesn't listen to our show, so it's fine. So listen. This is what happens when I hear songs like this. It plays in my head during like a what would you do moment. So I had a really fun event like on Saturday at my church, and it was amazing. And my heart was full of the spirit of Jesus. Let's just be real, right? So then I go to get pizza for my baby because I've starved him all day because I was gone.
Your 18-year-old baby.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in Little Caesars and it is packed. And so this lady clearly is tired, but I was tired. So I sat down after I ordered. She goes, "Oh, long day." I was like, "Yeah, I had this great thing at my church, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Did you have a long day too?" And she's like, "Yeah, I was at work and we talked, blah, blah, blah." So then another lady sits in her spot and she was like, "Hey," now mind you, it was blizzarding at this moment. Blizzard, pure blizzard. She goes, "What way are you turning out of this parking lot?" I was like, "That way." And she's like, "Oh, I was going to see if you'd give me a ride." And now when she came in, I did see she was covered with snow.
Right.
So you know what I did?
What did you do?
I had the song in my head. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. I gave her a ride. And do you tell me I basically pitched up a hiker at the Little Caesars?
I love how your Midwest and your Southern accents have both come out and they're fighting each other right now. That's the one part of the story that I'm fixated on at the moment.
I'm panicking, but I'm also like, I need to do good in this world because the world needs more love. And do you know, I gave her a ride to the liquor store with her pizza.
You're a better person than me, Amanda Sharp.
Now, Marcus would murder me if I told him that story. So I'm going to tell the internet instead.
You're a much better person than me because I trust nobody.
Well, I shouldn't have. But listen, when this song is my head. This song is playing, and I was like, my heart is like, get in the car. Yeah. I even put the butt warmer on her for her, so her butt would be nice and warm.
Wow, you're such a nice person.
But I could have died. So if I do die doing good works, just say, she died trying to be nice.
And I will play this song at your funeral.
There you go. So there we are.
And there you are.
A lot happened in Little Caesars.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Amanda needs to come to New Jersey for real pizza. I agree, Dad. Yeah.
Agree.
I agree. Yeah. You got to get some real pizza.
Dave's
crying out loud, Little Caesars.
Dave's comments telling me Amanda can't tell her husband, so she'll tell everybody else instead.
It's a good thing Marcus does not listen to any of the show.
No one tell Marcus. Shh.
Yeah. It's an internet secret.
Internet secret, everyone.
Yeah. So where do I rate this song, by the way?
Sorry.
I didn't give a rating. So I'm gonna give the song. This is a 3.7 song. It's a very good song. It's very well written. Burt Bacharach's great songwriter, an American song. I will say I actually like the Dionne Warwick version of the song better.
Which
I like her version.
Incidentally, originally written for her to perform, and she turned it down.
She turned it down, and then later did it. And I do, and her voice is fantastic, and I like her version better than this version.
And I think that's fair. I feel a little bit more connected to Jackie's version, but I mean,
Yeah.
what's not to like about Dion's voice?
It's a great song, though. I mean,
beautiful.
it's an amazing song. Originally, too, written about the Americans during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
This was written in the 60s, 1962. And it actually took them 2 years to finish this song, too, because they had a hard time trying to finish up the lyrics for this song.
Yeah.
So it took them 2 years to get it to a point where they could finish the song. But yeah, little bit of history about that one.
Yes. And I should throw out a disclaimer. Don't necessarily pick up Hitchhikers, people, okay? Just because you heard it on the show. Don't.
I don't think anybody's doing that anytime soon.
Okay, just Amanda. Cool. Okay. So
2.8 from Dave, by the way, for that one. No disrespect to the Burt, but no disrespect, but a 2.8 from him.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
That's fair.
This one's not landing on everyone like I hoped so, but that's okay. Because I think your third song to me is going to be a winner.
And
with our listeners.
And I will say, in full disclosure, this is a song that recently popped up on my radar maybe about a month ago.
It's amazing. And so what song is this? Don't You Know by Durand Jones and the Indications. Now, when I first heard it, I was like, love it. Have I felt like I heard it? Maybe, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So as I'm doing my research, I didn't trust what the internet told me because it claimed that this was from 2019. I was like, there ain't no way, Chris Baglio. So then I was like, I'm going to the YouTube. I'm putting in the information there. And sure enough, this baby is from 2019. Mm-hmm. And it's remarkable. That video feels very vintagey, yet so modern.
So
and
great.
I'm blown away that this sound was able to be reproduced in this century. And I'm in love with it. So I'm so glad that you shared it with me.
Yeah, these guys are a really great band. And I believe that they are, if I'm correct, I feel like they're from Indiana. Let me see if I can get that really quick because I did have that up and then it disappeared.
I can't remember.
But I believe they are from Indiana.
And they're babies, you know.
Yeah, they're a very young band. Right now, they're actually going to be going out on a whole Pacific tour. They're going to be doing. Actually, they're going to be in your neck of the woods in March. Ian, they're going to be in Australia, Melbourne, Meredith, Brisbane, and Sydney. They're going to be in New Zealand, Wellington, and Auckland, and they're going to be in Honolulu. So they're doing a Pacific dates tour starting in March. So if you do like these guys, Ian, then you may want to catch them because they will be in your neck of the woods for sure. But yeah, I heard these guys on a great playlist, and there's a New Jersey-based label here called New Tone Records, and they're a sister label to High Tide Recordings, also both Asbury Park-based labels, and they. New Tone puts out a lot of soul, R&B, funk, that imprint of the label, while High Tide's more surf, tiki, torchy kind of stuff. Garagey. But New Tone put out a playlist that I've been sharing, and I shared it with you. Where they did for Valentine's Day. And what it is, it's a mix of their artists and then songs that they're that they love and artists that they're distributing through their label. And that's how I came upon this song. And I go, man, what a fantastic song. What a great song. And I'll share that playlist in the comments too for you guys if you want to check it out.
You guys are not ready for what you're about to hear. Again, this band is from 2019's, it's an album from that recently. And
it's 2019.
For how soulful and how vintage their sound is. It's remarkable.
Oh, yeah, Dave, jump it in. Yeah, Bloomington, Indiana. Yep, they're from Bloomington, Indiana, not far from me.
They're adorable.
I just popped the playlist into the comments, too. So, yeah, let's listen to a bit of this, because this is some newer music here. Oh, I got the playlist, because I was doing the playlist. Let me get the other. Oh, here we go.
Go back to our stunning playlist here.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Don't You Know? Durand Jones and Indications. New Soul.
It's so familiar and comfortable.
So warm.
Don't you know that's how I really feel? Gonna love you, baby, yes I will. Don't you know that's how I really feel? Gonna love you, baby, yes I will. really feel. Gonna love you, baby, yes I will.
Wow. So good, right? Oh my gosh.
It just
It's
feels-
great.
It's so familiar.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
it's
it's
just so
everything that you
comfortable.
love about soul. You know, it's got the Stax sound mixed in with some of the Motown and really great. And band's cool, man. And I found them on that playlist, and I've been listening to the whole playlist is fantastic, by the way. I found so much great stuff on there.
Yeah.
And just great. Excellent. Yeah, Dave saying, yeah, you nailed it. He sounds like a time travel from 1972. Not quite Eternity playlist, but a 4.9.
And you know what?
Wow.
Dave coming in real high, and I am as well. I am doing another 5 records. Chris,
What?
like you are nailing this.
I got the
with me.
trifecta.
You got the trifecta.
I got perfect scores today.
You got perfect scores. And I just
Wow.
think, I mean, what a treat for our audience to listen to something so new and fresh and relevant that we can truly like actually support in real time. Like that's what's really fun about this is,
Yeah.
I mean, these are real artists that are still performing today and traveling, and our downloads are talking about them make such an impact, where the staples like these other artists that we've been discussing, I mean, they've just been around for forever and people don't have to be sold on them. So it's just really fun to be able to give people a little bit of a taste of something new that they can truly support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are, and these, like I said, that playlist is like it's not even the only thing that is on there, but these guys are doing it great. And they actually have too, I'm going to pop this in there, because they do have a new single out now called Private Space, and you can go on and order right from their Bandcamp. And the reason why you want to order from Bandcamp is because bands get a majority of when you order from Bandcamp, whether it's the physical media or the digital media. Bandcamp gives the bands a majority of
Wonderful.
of the money off the platform, and they do Bandcamp Fridays, usually the first of every month, in which the Bandcamp takes 0 cuts for 24 hours. Bands can sell their music with no
How
fee,
wonderful.
like no fees at all. Bandcamp does not take any fees. So
That's
if you
awesome.
like that stuff and you want to support the band, go over there, buy some physical media, buy some records, because they're putting out these 45s. They're great.
Love it. Well, and Dave coming in with Chris, you the boss this week. Boom.
Wow, I know.
And then Papa Vaglio coming in with Modern Temptations. And I have to agree with that. I think
Yeah.
they're just such a treat.
Yeah, they're great, and I've been really digging it, and a lot of, I gotta tell you guys, the playlist, once again, I did put in the comments, I'll drop it too over on our Facebook page, and but I'm telling you, this is a great playlist. There's a lot, all the artists on here are new within the last few years, and it's been phenomenal, the music out there. So while we have the great legends that we've discussed here today, there are some newer acts out there too, like keeping that sound and spirit alive. So check that out. So, all right. So, Amanda, thank you for my 555s.
You're
For a
welcome.
perfect score of 15. Your final song,
Yes.
before we wrap it up, is, I love this, If You Want to Be Happy by Jimmy Soul. And is there a reason why this is on your list, Amanda?
You know, I
Just out of curiosity?
I just love the song. The
It's a
lyrics
great
are
song.
secondary to my love for it, but that music and the connection, and it just pulls you in, and you just feel like so happy. And I don't know if there's some truth from a guy standpoint. Do like fathers pass on to their sons like, hey, listen here, a hot wife is nice, but if you want to be happy, never make a pretty woman your wife. Like, is this something that is discussed behind the scenes?
It's definitely a phrase that it's been heard many times before. So it is a guy to guy thing, and a lot due to the song, which was originally based off a Calypso song called "Ugly Woman" by Roaring Lion. Yeah, and if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, make an ugly woman your wife. But it was released. It would charted #1 in the United States, released in 1963, and done by, of course, as we're talking about here, Jimmy Soul.
Yeah.
Jimmy Soul. And apparently this came up because a producer named Frank Guida adapted this song from a Calypso melody. Guida loved Calypso music and spent time in Trinidad. He came up with a song called Twisted Matilda in the Channel by combining Calypso and R&B. Guida, who is from Norfolk, Virginia, and produced Gary U.S. Bonds and Tommy Facinda, but found a new singer to record Twisted Matilda, Jaws McLeese. Guida dubbed McLeese Jimmy Soul, And in 1962, they released Twisted Matilda, which rose to 22. And then Guido then wrote If You Want to Be Happy, again based on a Calypso tune with his wife Carmela and a songwriter named Joseph Ryder, who he and Reister wrote many of the songs for Bonds, including Quarter 3. The song became a huge hit, spending 2 weeks at US at number 1 in 1963, and followed that up with Treat 'Em Enough, topped that at 108. But Soul never made another chart appearance. Kid Creole and the Coconuts did a cover of this song back in 1983. And it was also used in the movie Clean and Sober, Chances Are, Mermaids, and My Best Friend's Wedding. And of course, it was also featured in Cheers when Sam Malone uses that. Tis like the sweet old love ballad says, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife.
And that is Mermaids. What a classic of its time. I mean, I don't know if men and boys liked it as much as women did, because I think it was definitely more of a woman-ish movie, maybe. Yeah. But man, like that song in that movie, just so iconic.
Wild, right? It's a great. It is a good movie. It's definitely more geared towards, I think, a female audience, but still a fantastic movie.
So good.
All right, so let's listen to some of this, guys. If you've never heard this one before, because it is another classic, and this is actually great because I kind of forgot about this song too. What do you put this on your listing?
Wonderful.
This was a very nice surprise to hear this one. Again,
it's so stinking catchy.
So great. I mean,
if you wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty one for your wife. So for my personal part of you, get an ugly girl to marry you. A pretty woman makes a husband look small and very all the gorgeous is down.
I love the rhythm section. So
they've got to have such a fun time doing this. You can hear it.
You'll be happy for the rest of your life. An ugly woman cook pills on time. She'll always give you peace of mind. If you wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty one for your
claps.
wife. So
There's Amanda Staple.
I know. It is.
Get an ugly girl to marry you.
Sax solo. So good. So great. It's a great song, man. I want to keep it going because it's great too. It comes in at a 2 minute and 23 seconds. Totally blows right in and blows right out. You got to love it.
Like the momentum of it and the energy. Yeah, the energy is just phenomenal.
So I really like this song a lot. This is my favorite song on your playlist to me.
Fun.
Definitely one. There's no buts. Oh, this is a great song. I mean, this is going on. I was really happy to hear this because I hadn't heard it in a long time, and I go, wow, this is such a great song. I'm definitely putting this on some playlists for sure. So I think this is a pretty darn good song that I could listen to all the time. And I'm going to agree with Dave. Actually, Dave, I just saw Dave popped it in. 5.0 for Jimmy Soul. Chris ain't the only fiver today. I'm going to agree with that. I'm giving this a 5 records. It is a great song. I love the brevity of it. It comes in 2:23, punches you, sounds great, great fun vibes, the whole thing. The lyrics are iconic. It is, it's hilarious, but it is a great song. It's a good tune where I think people are like, it's deceptively catchy, and you hear it, and I think people are like, wait, what? And then you're like sucked in, and then it's done.
And I'm belting lyrics I don't even love, but here I am, like I'm standing behind those lyrics because I just love the everything about it. It's just so captivating. It's so captivating.
It's perfect. It's great. So
listen, you are the winner today of our soul episode. Well done, Chris Baglio.
Thank you. Get that perfect 15. So, but yeah, honestly, all these songs back to back play out really good on our playlist. So if you want to hear the songs, obviously listen to them anywhere you stream music, unless you own them. But we do have it all curated on our Song Swap Showdown 2025 playlist, which you can get by using links and all that stuff. It's there. Just search it in Spotify. It comes right up. So with all that, I guess we're wrapping it up here for today, Amanda Sharp.
Yeah,
so I want to thank everybody so much for hanging out with us today on our soul music episode. Of course, keep it tuned here. If you're on Radio Garden State, keep it tuned to Radio Garden State for great music all day long. Great music and shows all day long. Of course, you can listen to this episode or all episodes of Song Swap Showdown anywhere you get podcasts. Also on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, hit that like button, do all the things, because those little actions mean so much to creators like Amanda and I and all the creators that you follow. Hitting the follow, the subscribe button, those quick actions mean the world to us. So please do me a favor before you click off and go watch something else. Just hit that subscribe or follow button because it does help our channel grow and hopefully, reach other people who like the show like you guys. So we appreciate you very much. And real quick, a hello to Mr. Randall. Thank you, Randall, who helped craft our new theme song with AI. I love it. Thank you, Randall, for doing that. Appreciate you, buddy. Great to see you. So, Amanda, any final words?
No, what a wonderful interactive episode today. Thank you all for leaving comments. And I'm so glad to see Johnny in here being able to spend a little time with us on his recovery. So have a great week, everyone. This has been fun.
This was a fun episode. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Remember, keep it tuned here to Radio Garden State, and we will see you for another episode of Song Swap Showdown. Make sure you follow us on social to find out what next week's theme is going to be. Cheers, everyone.